right. Okay. Here we go. Greetings, CCISD. This is Getting to the Core. I'm Cary Perales.
I'm Yvonne Hein.
Amanda Cameron.
Brandi Garza.
And we are Getting to the Core.
Core.
Thank you, ladies, for being here today. This is really excited. This is the first time that we've been able to do 3 people all at once. So you guys are making history right now. Super excited. This particular group I'm labeling Taking Action. Because when I think of you 3 ladies, I really think of you 3 as people that really get your boots on the ground, you're in the schools, and you're really making sure that the math framework is actionable and that we're really seeing it with teachers, students, and kids. So I kind of want to talk about that. Amanda, you're all about leadership and making sure principals get what they need. And you've really been the key point person for this whole math framework design with TNTP for RSSP or ABC, you know, all those acronyms. And then Yvonne, you've been really supporting all of the teachers, making sure it happens for years, though, even before we've even established this. And we have you back, which is really nice, too.
Thank you.
And then, Brandi, you do an exceptional job of really working with the instructional coaches to make sure they have what they need to support teachers. So, Amanda, we're going to start with you. Kind of tell us about the whole system of making this actionable, of those instructional walks, seeing, believing it, and following up with teachers.
So we were a part of the Resilient School Support Program, and so one of the things that we applied for was the math framework to really look and see how we can better support our students in getting to that higher level. And so really when we got a committee of teachers, leadership directors, we had board members, we even had some parent volunteers and community members to see how can we address our students and making them better mathematicians. And so this group came up with the high quality instructional materials that need to be implemented in the schools as well as the research-based instructional strategies, the RBs for mathematics. And so we are, as a leadership team, our curriculum team, we are working our best to support our teachers with that curriculum foundation in order to use the math framework in their classroom.
And so when you go and do walks, because you actually make sure that you go into the classrooms to see all this happening, because all of that was established, but if we don't go out into the classrooms, we can't see it happening. So when you take Juan, who's our, what would you call Juan? He's like our representative, our consultant.
Our technical provider.
Okay,
yes.
So when you take Juan, what are y'all looking for?
When we are going in the classrooms, we are looking for student engagement. We're looking for the vocabulary, that student discourse, ensuring that they're teaching the conceptual. Then we get to the representational, to abstract. And then the other things we like to do is visit how can we better support our teachers. So when we do walks, we go to multiple campuses and seeing it's not a got you, it's a support.
So I'm glad you said that, because some teachers think that, oh my gosh, and we all know, we were all teachers in the classroom. When someone comes in, we think, are they looking to see like what I'm not doing, what I am doing? And then if you don't leave feedback for them, then they're like worried the whole day long. Even though they're fantastic, they worry. So clear that up. Like, what are y'all looking for? And then what kind of feedback do you leave? And either one of you two can also respond to this. Yeah.
So when we're going, we are looking for making sure they're implementing the curriculum, but then also what can we do at the district level to better support? So we'll have conversations with the teachers. What do we need to do with our instructional guides that are explicit? How can we help you? What training do you need to be able to implement the curriculum? So those are some of the things that we look for. And then we are seeing some amazing teachers. And one of the things is we want to see the exemplar and share that out as well. So that's another thing that we want to make sure that all teachers in our district are supported, and that's where we come as a CNI team to really do our best. And so I will let my team add on if they would like to.
Yes, of course. When we're out at campuses, that's really what drives our work. So that's where we see where the needs are at, and that's really what drives our half-day PDs, our principal meetings. But we are just, when we go in there, that's where we're able to connect. We're able to connect with our teachers, building those relationships, having that trust with each other. And when we show up, it's just almost like we're here to support. And yes, we try to provide the teachers, the principals, with all the tools and the resources that they need in order to be able to plan and prepare engaging lessons, plan and prepare for those quality tier 1 instruction. So when we're there, it's pretty much how are the students responding to the curriculum? What is the teacher doing? What do they need help with? And it's just more of like, I just kind of go in there and I'm working with the students. It's not just like, let me write down what the teacher's doing incorrect. It's just more of like a support. And just kind of at that time also just modeling, we kind of get in there and modeling like those best practice strategies, and it's great.
So how you said how children are responding. So how are they responding to this? So they're getting to use, I see manipulatives out more. I see more activities where they're getting to get up out of their chair, and they're talking more. So what are you seeing as far as the kids responding?
So I'm seeing great things. I see the teachers are now, when they internalize these lessons, they're already thinking like, okay, how can I simplify these for kids? And a lot of times it's really bringing in those real world connections. Yes. And I see a lot of that. I see students with construction hats and when they're doing a geometry lesson, That's awesome. And it's so great to see that they transform their room into a construction, and just that little, enhancement to the lesson. The engagement just goes up, and it's just so cool to see that. So I see the students, they're working hard. They're really putting the effort, teachers as well, and it's just so good to see it come to life.
That's awesome. And we're lucky in our district. We have instructional coaches and their ability to support teachers. Brandi, what do you think is as far as rolling this out in the area of math, what do the instructional coaches do to support the teachers?
Well, the instructional coaches are a wonderful resource. They're getting, just like our teachers get coaching, our instructional coaches get coaching. So a lot of times during the instructional walks, we're also doing in-the-moment coaching with our coaches. So the coaches are getting coaching from the SPED department, from bilingual, from executive leadership, from Title I, from C&I. So they're really a resource for the teachers. So when they go in the classrooms, they're not just looking for things, they're there to see good things that are happening, to show off. It's a form of professional development. So then the coaches can go and share with other teachers great things that they're seeing in classrooms. Because the teachers don't get to go on walks all the time. We do learning walks. So they'll get to go and see things that are happening in other classrooms. But the coach gets to go into every classroom and see what's
That's
happening
so cool.
and share best practices.
I would have loved as a teacher to be able to go and take time to go into other people's classrooms all day, because sometimes we're isolated a little bit and don't have that advantage. So are there any instructional coaches, I'm sure we want to elevate and celebrate all of them, but are there any examples of ones that just really embrace supporting the teachers and especially in the math area?
You're correct, Cary. We have an amazing instructional coaches throughout the district, but I want to pinpoint two, just because I visited their school last week, is Annabelle and Sue over at Cunningham and South Park, and they are doing a fabulous job helping their teachers implement Carnegie curriculum as well as the Amplified curriculum. So I think they're so successful is because they're so structured in their PLC. They have an amazing framework that is helping teachers guide the lesson internalization. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, everything is laid out. And Friday's, I guess, one of my fun days is they get to do lesson internalization, and they get to have the teachers collaborate and provide feedback to the teachers in order to enhance their lessons for the students. So they have just an amazing PLC framework, and we're really excited because when we see great things, we want to spread it across our district, and things that we know are going to help our coaches and teachers make them be more efficient and effective. So they will be presenting today during our instructional coaches meeting to all of our secondary coaches. So we just hope that we can turn it around. So all our coaches are amazing, and so these two did an amazing job last week, so I definitely wanted to pinpoint that secondary.
Because that's incredible. So what is it about what she's doing or they're doing at that school that's making that big difference?
I think it is the structured PLC. So they came out with a template, and we're actually going to be sharing it with all instructional coaches at the middle school and high school today during our meeting, because when we see someone getting better, we want all CCIST to get better faster. So we're going to be replicating that. And we also have amazing coaches at the other schools as well that work so hard, and I think really it's them being successful is the PLCs, the lesson internalization, and then coaching the teachers and modeling side by side. You're going to always see them in the classroom or the PLCs. We can't thank our coaches enough for all they do to support our amazing teachers.
And it's a lot about the coaching culture of the campus
Yes.
as well. When you have, the teachers are receptive, the coaches are receptive to, they get coaching, like I said before. If that culture's there and everybody wants to learn, they want that feedback, they're open to it, then they're just going to grow and grow. And really, the ones that's benefiting are our students, and that's what we want.
And we have to learn and grow every day. That's what education is all about, is learning and growing. No one is done. Like, you're always learning and growing, which is so cool. So since this is called Getting to the Core, I am dying to know, Juan comes several times. What does he really think about our district? And how does he compare it to others? Like, how are we doing in his eyes? Because this is an outsider coming in.
So he thinks we're awesome. No, but I'll be honest. He works with several districts, and what he said about Corpus Christi ISD is that our leadership and our principals, our teachers, they are always open for feedback and wanting to get better. And so he really does. He's seen the growth over the years, because now I think we are in year 3.
Yeah, it's incredible. It doesn't seem like it's been 3 years, but it has. It's crazy.
The growth from our last visit, and he'll be coming in a couple of weeks as well. He really loves CCISD and says that we are all in it for students, and that we want what's best for students.
Well, that's a perfect segue to end on. Thank you, ladies, for being here. I'm Cary Perales.
I'm Yvonne Hein.
Amanda Cameron.
Brandi Garza.
And we are Getting to the Core.